Hello, and we're back to part 2 of the beautiful snow scene Christmas card. I'm just going to put my camera down and we will get on. I'm just going to put the lights out first on the card so the batteries don't go down. So I'm just going to turn the camera down. So we had gotten to this stage on our card. So what we're going to do now is, I can leave it closed. We are now going to position the white card, first white hexagon, onto the card. So I'm going to do this with wet glue first of all. So again, just running it round the edge. Not too much, you don't need a lot on, else it will warp your card. Although I've got a tonic bottle, in actual fact I have got the Craft Artist glue in this, but I like this because it's got a fine nozzle. Right, so I'm now going to match up the right hole so that it is sitting centrally in the card. It's maybe a bit off centre is mine because, as I said, I did put my hole in the wrong place. So what we're going to do now, and this is where I've done mine slightly different to what John does his, but I am going to, if you hear a funny noise or see a strange sight, I've got one of my daughter's cats sat down at the side of me and she keeps wanting to jump on my knee. What we're going to do is we're going to actually put strong tape. Now I'm using the blue liner tape. You can use the red, but I wouldn't use any of the finger lift tapes. They are not strong enough for what we're going to do. So what we're doing is we need to put them round the 6 sides of the card on this edge. And this is where I differ slightly from how John does his. You'll see later why this is different. Just cut a little bit there, just torn a bit of the paper off. And these should have worked out better with the slanting bits on the edge. I cut that wrong. My scissors are a little bit gummed up, so but I think I'm going to have to get them cleaned. So go across to this side, and if you run it right up to the edge of your card, I'll cut that little bit off with my other scissors because I think I'll have to find another pair because these others are really gunged up. Leave them to be cleaned. Let's see if I can find another pair. They're not much better, but they are a little bit better. So again, this is the last couple of sides. And just on here. This will all become apparent as we get round to actually attaching the frame. So that is that part done. Just put this to a side now. We're now going to work on the hexagon frame. What we need to do is we need to put tape on all the little tabs. And I'm using a 6mm tape. You don't need a lot to hold this. So I'm just going to run the tape right up to the edge and trim it off. And I'll trim off the other edges when I've gone all the way round. It's just so that nothing sticks on the inside. I'm just pushing it under there and taking it right up to the score line and then trimming it off, because this is the actual fold line that we need to take it up to. So if I take that there, you can see that is now right up to this fold line. And I tried 2 or 3 different ways on putting the lights in this. that made it easier, and I found that this worked best for me, and I'm hoping that by doing that, showing you how I've done it, that you will also find it a bit easier. So I'm now just going to trim these little bits off on the inside because we don't need them sticking out. Just run around with these. And the last one. Get those bits off my fingers. And we're going to now just attach these sides. So make sure all your tape is firmly stuck down. And John makes this look so easy, it never seems to jump off as quick for me. But I hold this. What you need to do is pull that down, line this up with the score line and hold it so that it is a squared off edge like that. And we do this now all the way around. If it's easier for you, take all your tape off first. But just be careful as you're handling it that you don't stick these down, but it is a lot easier if you take it off first. Didn't want to leave me. And whoops. And got that. Right. So then, whoops, doesn't want to leave my fingers. That's got it. So again, tuck your flap down, the little flap down, line it up right along the fold line so you get a lovely square corner, and we do this all the way around. All the way around on all 6 corners, and tuck it in. There. So now we have got our base frame like that. So we do turn these in, but where John put his tape actually on this part, I found that it was a lot easier to actually put it on the underside. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to pull these and just turn them back halfway. Just leave a little tab so that you can pull it out as you line your frame up. I have got a cat wanting to come across. She's now jumped up on the table, so I do apologise if she puts in an appearance. Her name's Poppy, by the way. She's lovely. But she does have a tendency sometimes to come where she shouldn't be. As long as she doesn't get covered in glitter and take it into the house. Right, so we've got it to that stage. So what we're going to do now is we're going to take one of these lines. If I can see, we're going to take it so we line the point right up at the top. So if I show you like that, I'm lining that right up at that top there. Then bring it down and line the next point up there. Hold it, and you can pull your tape out and press it down on the inside. And we do this round all 6 corners. So again, match it up with the next corner, pull your tape out, press it down. All the way around, hold it, pull your tape out, press it down. I do apologise, I have a cat. No, Poppy, no, please jump down, thank you. She wanted to get in on the shot, I do apologise. Cats love to get everywhere, don't they? And this is the last corner. tuck it down, pull your tape out, press it down all the way around, and then your last little bit, pull your tape out, oops, and push it down. Now what we need to do now is, we've got some edges showing here. We obviously need to cover them. So I'm going to just run plenty of glue just round the edge, and I'm going to put the liner in next. And put some on the back there just to hold it. Hold that out. So this time we're putting the blue in. You may need to just ease it in slightly, and then you can line up your hole in the middle. So that now covers up all your workings on the inside. If one of these little ends here splits, don't worry, because this frame that we did before actually goes on over the top, so it will cover if you accidentally split it. So don't worry about that. So just make sure that all those bits are turned in, and we're now going to start with and feed the lights through. Just get my foam tape out ready, and you will have enough foam tape in yours to do all what is necessary. I think I've given you more than enough, so there should be more than enough for you. So I'm now going to open my lights. These are a 10-string LED light. They came off, as John says, it's off the River Company, but I can actually say it's off Amazon. But these work beautifully with the smaller ones. Were lovely, having only 10, because you don't have a lot, and there's just enough on these. So once I've got it carefully unwrapped, just making sure that there's no kink in the wire, just try and ease it out, then pull your little tab out and just check them again, just to make sure, because there's no point in getting them all stuck in and then finding that they don't work. So what we're going to do is, we are going to now thread our lights through this hole. We can thread right the way through. You don't need to bring the plastic through, so that can just sit at a side like that. But you've got 10. We've got 3 layers to do. So what I'm suggesting is we want 3 on the front layer, 3 on the middle layer, 4 on the middle layer, and 3 on the back layer. So we're going to start with the middle layer. I know it sounds a bit daft, but we have this little tab here. So what we do on there is we are allowing, if we count 3, there is 1, 2, 3. So those want to be left for the front. So they'll come through. Just move that out a minute. So these we need to then start. So you've got your 3 at that side, which will go onto the front, and then we're going to work these onto the back of this card. So we need to run our tape just nicely along, whoops, like that. I might just put another little bit there. And just a little bit at the bottom. It's just to hold your lights. So we take off the tape, and as I said, we need to leave 3 at the front, 1, 2 and 3. So we're bringing that through here, and that's the first one that can go onto there. You can stick the lights actually onto the tape, so don't worry. And then run it like this. So there's going to be 4 on this one. So we'll have 1 up at that end. I'm just going to slide this middle one across a little bit. Pull that one down and put that there like that. And we can just hold it and see by, oh, put the tab back in, but so I can see that yes, they've all gone on. I might just need to lift that one up a little bit. And when you're happy that they're all showing nicely, that's fine. So what we're going to do next is we are going to come on to this back one next. So this one there, just stick that back down a minute. It doesn't want to stick. You need to hold your tape down to the bottom, and I'm going to just nick a little bit more of a hole, just so if you just do it, so just a little hole like that. Line this up and match the bottom edges, so that then comes through, your light actually comes through here. Ready, so then when we put the light on, you can see that is then balanced equally there. Let's pop them out again. So now we're just going to run these onto this layer. So again, we want some more tape. So again, I'm going to run this. It's going to trim that and just take that one down a little bit like that. And just pop some more roughly across the bottom. Get rid of them little bits. So with this we can take, oops, should have brought that down a little bit further, but that, whoops, doesn't want to go there. Stick that down. This is where it's just a little bit tight, so just be patient. Hold it over, and that will then go up there like that. Oops. And then this now, you can just ease gently in so that it just sits nicely inside. So you've got these ready for your front border. Your lights are all nice and loose on the inside, and you can check if you're in doubt that yes, they light up lovely. So now what we're going to do is we are now going to put the last ones on here. And this one doesn't want to be that high, so it just, oops, don't need quite as much as that. And if you just lay it gently on the back there, so we know that that's coming up there, so we've got one light there. So we can just fold it onto the tape. Fold that one, whoops, across at that side. Let's hold it well onto the tape. And then this one will just come across to that side there. Just make sure that your tape is all caught up on your foam tape, and then very, very carefully turn it over, and we want to take off our blue tape now, but be careful how you take it off. Take it off a bit at a time, and just line it up on your frame. Whoops. line it up on the frame and next bit. Oops, doesn't want to come off, doesn't that little bit? Just have to turn this over, stand it up a minute so that I can just get into this bit. It's been difficult, it doesn't want to come off. It's maybe better if we actually take it all off to start with, instead of a piece at a time, like we did on the back. And, whoops. Just holding those all onto there. That's that bit, and make sure that that's now, oops, goes across onto that bit. I'm going to take all the rest of this off before I go any further. I think it's going to be a lot easier. I should have taken it off before. For some unknown reason I've got no nails either at the moment to help my lifting these, so that's got that. John makes these lifting so easily with his pokey tool, but it never works like that for me. Right, so I've got all my little bits off now. So now just line this up with your frame all the way around. Matching your points all the way around. Get rid of those little bits. Just turn that it. And so now we can just test the lights again. So we've got the lights like that, which I think are quite nice. And what we do now is turn this inside. I just put a little bit of tape just on the back here. It doesn't stop you if you need to renew your battery. You can renew the battery quite easily because the screws are on the other side. So then you can either pop it up like that, so it's out of the way. So then all you need to do is switch it on, switch it off. Just caught that, turned it over. What we're going to do now is put our lovely borders on. Now, there's two ways you can do this. I use the 3M craft mount. You can use, I'll do it both ways I think, then you'll see the advantage of using the 3M craft mount, but I do need this for when I do one of the others. I'm going to put two on with craft mounts, so if you bear with me while I just spray these two. So I can pop these now onto, whoops, I've got cat hairs. Just pop this just on each corner. And the craft mount, it does give you a little while to manoeuvre it, so it's, if you need to lift it up, you can do. There's a little bit there that hasn't come out. That's got it. And I'll now show you the other way, and that is to rub plenty of glue, good patch of glue on your mat, and pop your, make sure you've got plenty on all the way around, and again pop this just onto the edge there. Just have a little bit more, I think. You can use the glue glaze if you wish. That is another way you can add it. So that's that. I'm just going to get rid of that a moment. Now, something that, if you can bear with me 1 minute, there's just one other thing I haven't got here, and I'll just get it. I won't be a minute. Now, if you wish, you can run peel-offs just round the outside edge of this, which I haven't done on the other, but I'm going to do on this one, which I think will just be quite nice. Get ones that are intact. So just start just on the inside edge. And these are a nice one because these just turn easily. You could run beads on as well. They all give different finishes. So that then onto there. Onto there. Oh. What's the matter? I wonder if you want to go out there. She's decided she wanted to go out of the window and not out of the door. So that is another way that you can finish that one off. You will have had your sentiment already put in. I'm leaving mine because I don't know what sentiment I want just yet on this. I want something different to what I've put on here. But I hope you enjoy making this, and don't forget to share your makes because there's a lovely prize. I'll show you the prize for the winner. The prize is this lovely Nellie Snellen 3D embossing folder of clocks. So you've got a chance to win that. So make sure that you share your makes, and we'll have both of them lit up. So I hope you enjoy making these, and look forward to seeing you on the next video. Bye everyone.